guys, it's the RetrofloraPodcast. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Charmy, and we're just two crazy sisters with an opinion and a channel.
If you like true crime, conspiracy, and supernatural crap, then this is your channel. Welcome back, you guys. I got sick again. We both got sick. You can kind of still hear it in my voice. Yeah, I'm just like, yo. It was not as bad as December, but it did come on quickly. Like, I had went to practice Saturday. It was totally fine. And then Saturday night, I woke up with fever, the chills, body aches, a headache.
I didn't have the chills.
Oh my God, it was bad. And then it was bad for like 2 days, and then I got better, and I was like, oh, okay. Nothing compared to December when I was down for like 5 days. That was the worst sickness I've ever had. I see how people died back then from the flu, because like I legit thought I was gonna die. Okay, so because we missed a week, sorry you guys, I have 2 cases for us today, and they are I don't want to say it's a theme, but they're killer kids. Yeah, it's pretty much F them kids, because that's all it is for these murderous kids. Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get into this.
Jordan Michael Klee was born July 26, 1998 in, y'all, please don't cover me if I butcher this, Ypsilanti, Michigan, to parents Karen Ann Klee and the late Sean Romero Brostall. His dad died 5 months before he was born, so he never got to meet his dad. Jordan attended Pioneer High School, where he maintained a 3.7 GPA. He was a fun, happy-go-lucky, energetic person. People said that he was like a good time, and there was never a dull moment with him. I like friends like that. It's like they're good. They're always there for you. They always like cheer you up. Jordan had a passion for football and was a member of the PHS football team, where he rarely missed an off-season workout or a team function. He was even rewarded the Scholar Athlete Award for Academic Excellence and the NAACP Award. Jordan loved working with his hands and wanted to be an engineer. In 2016, Jordan had just turned 18 and was living by himself in a condo complex in Ann Arbor. He was a senior in high school, and he was so excited about his senior activities and going to the University of Michigan next year. Dude, he had his own condo at 18 as a senior in high school. He had a job. Yeah, so he was like very independent. Like he was on the grind. He's working. Like, that's amazing, because I was not doing that my senior year. I wish I was working though, because I could have used the money. On October 4th, a maintenance worker at the complex where Jordan lived heard some gunshots. He ran to see what happened when he found Jordan lying on a path outside of the complex with a single gunshot wound to his head. He immediately called the police. They arrived quickly and began the investigation. And honestly, kudos to this police work, because you know how police can be sometimes. They were like got right on top of it. Like as soon as they got there, they started investigating the scene and collecting evidence and everything.
Lollygagging?
No, they were on it. It would take several days before 3 teenage boys were arrested. The 3 boys were Delrino Gracie, Jeremis Ellison, and Donta Wright. And I believe they were all 17 at the time. So they were all minors. And unfortunately, killer kids. But we're going to focus on Donta because of how he acted in court. Like, yeah. And I believe he was the one who actually pulled the trigger. Donta was also a senior in high school. After being arrested, he appeared before a judge for his pre-trial hearing. During the hearing, Donta confessed to everything. He told them that he and his friends shot Jordan while trying to rob him. And he said it calmly, like it was like no big deal. So normally this would be a life sentence, but Donta had made a plea deal with the prosecutors for a second degree homicide and armed robbery in exchange for 23 to 50 year sentence. Yeah.
Wait.
A 23 to 50 year sentence.
What I find weird is that it would be life if it was, regular, if he wasn't a minor.
No, it would have been life. He just got a plea deal.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, never mind.
At the sentencing hearing, which is where the accused is sentenced and the victim's family and friends are given the opportunity to give an impact statement, Jordan's family members gave impact statements pouring their hearts out and talked about how his death affected them. As they read their statements, Donta sat there smiling and laughing, showing no remorse. Yeah, and it's actually a pretty viral clip on TikTok of him just laughing. You're an effing monster.
Really?
Like, you really are. When he was allowed to speak, he calmly and casually said he would be out soon.
No, he won't. 50 years is a long time.
Right.
Even if you're 17, that's 67.
I'm thinking he's like, oh, at least I'm not going to die in here kind of mindset. And it's like,
you can still die here.
Yeah, honestly, right. You still can die here. But by the time you get out, you're going to be old. And
yeah, like most of your good years are gone.
Right. And honestly,
no offense to all the people who are 60 and older.
No, yeah. Well, if you just got released out of jail, I don't know why you're in jail for that long, but I understand, like, you lost all your good years. Like, it
Yeah.
sucks. Well, maybe not, because if you were in jail, you probably, it might be a reason. But then there are people who are wrongfully convicted. So
Yeah.
it makes me think of like, even if he gets out at 67, he spent the majority of his life in jail. Like, that's pretty much all you know. So who knows how you would even survive outside of jail? Because in jail, you got 3 cots and a hot. So, I mean, 3 hots and a cot. The judge was furious and even told Dante he was thinking about rejecting his plea deal and just going straight to trial instead. He even told the prosecutor to take time to consult with Jordan's family to see if they just wanted to go to trial. And that wiped the smile straight off of Dante's face. Because if he was going to trial, he was about to be sentenced to life. Yeah, he already confessed too. So it's like, The family just wanted everything to be over, so they chose to have closure and they did not want to prolong it, which I understand, because going to trial means that you're about to sit through and listen to details, and I understand why some families are like, I can't do that, because I would not want to listen to details of one of my loved ones being killed.
Do you have to be at the trial?
No, I guess not necessarily you'd have to, but most family members go because like they want to see like how this is going. I would say if I were in this situation and God forbid like someone in my immediate family died, I don't think I would be able to go. I would just have like other family members represent for me, because I don't want to listen to details. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's hard listening to details on strangers for me, and I can't even imagine listening to these details on people I know. Dante was sentenced to 23 to 50 years with an extra 2 years added for a felony firearm. Del Reno and Jeremis also pled guilty and received 15 to 40 years. Del Reno apologized to his family and Jordan's family, but Jeremis only apologized to his own family. I know, and it's just like, dude, you guys killed somebody's son.
really.
And you can't even apologize to their family? You can only be like, I'm sorry to my family. Like, another thing that pissed me off was Dante's mom was like, we both lost a child. And I'm like, girl,
You can still see your
yeah,
child.
you can still see your child. You can
Visit
still
him.
speak to your child. You can still ask your child questions. You know what I mean? She can never see her son again. Like, you guys are not, this is not a fair comparison.
It really isn't.
And that is unfortunately the horrible case of Jordan. Yeah, of Jordan, like, for no reason. Like, just killed in cold blood. The next case is of Arturo Villa. And I couldn't find an obituary or really any information on how he grew up. In 2015, Arturo Villa was an 18-year-old living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He was known by his family and friends as Turi. Arturo worked at Taco Bell and was described as a smart, hard-working, generous man. In December of 2015, Arturo and his friend, Isaias Madrid, and some of their other buddies went to a house party. During the party, someone started shooting, so Arturo and his friends quickly left the party. And nobody was injured at the party. It was just like a random shooting.
That's good.
Side note, but like, isn't that crazy how like when we hear that, we just think like, oh, okay, because like we live in like the hood, yeah. So like shootings at parties are not like a crazy thing to us, but like for other people,
I still think
it's crazy, but it's not uncommon. Yeah.
That's why I don't go nowhere.
They decided they wanted to hang out some more, so they went to play beer pong at a trailer park, and the game went on all night. It started to get real intense. And this is a side note, but just to tell you the severity of like beer pong, colleges have banned beer pong because of so many fights have been started from it. Like bad fights, like fights where people got stabbed and all, like these people, it got intense.
It's just you throw the ball into the beer and
you drink it. Yeah, but like
that's
when
nasty.
Into reality, yes, but people always be like, it's alcohol, it cleans it or whatever, but yeah, no, for real, it really is gross. Especially
hands on the ball,
right? And especially if the ball falls on the floor, stuff like that. Like people just wipe it on their shirts and put it back in there. Yeah, at that point, you've had so much to drink that you're not even like
thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just the severity of how serious beer pong could get. Like, it got to the point where people were betting, and then like colleges had to like ban it because it was getting crazy and out of hand. The friends soon began to bet their stuff, and Isaias lost his watch during one of the games. He started a fight, and shots were fired. Arturo and 2 other 17-year-olds were shot. Officers were called at 4:30 a.m., and when they arrived, they found a badly wounded Arturo and 2 others injured. Arturo passed away that evening, and Elias was arrested. Arturo's family and friends fought hard for him to get justice. They rallied together, making signs and voicing their feelings. And this is a side note, but during the first half of the trial, and this is so sad. This is so sad. Like, I'm trying not to cry because, like, I can't even imagine the pain. But during the first half of the trial, like, the family, they brought his ashes. Like, they didn't even want to separate from him. Like, his ashes. Like, it's just... I'm sorry. I'm, like, trying not to cry. It's just... That's just so hard. Because, like, Overwatch, dude, like... It's so ridiculous. Like, people really don't think about the consequences of actions. Like...
Oh, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. That's what I'm like, they don't think about it. They don't care. They don't weigh it out. Isaias took a plea deal and was only sentenced for 16 years.
Wait, Isaiah's shot?
Yes, his friend. His friend shot him over a watch. And the family clearly was not happy with that sentencing because, first of all, that's not even enough years for how old Arturo was. Like, for his own life. You give him 16 years. Yeah. And I know, like, Isaias is...
Who's putting down these rulings?
I don't know. And I know he's a minor, but, like, still, come on now, like...
The other guy was a minor, he got, like, 20 years.
Right. I agree. And this is somebody that was his friend. And he also shot 2 other people. I mean, they didn't die, but, like, still.
I know, he should have got... Yeah,
way more. But that's not the end of this... That's not the end of Isaias. While he was waiting for trial, he was connected to another homicide earlier that same year. Yeah. So, we're going to talk about Jadon Chavez Silver. In June 2015, 17-year-old Jadon Chavez Silver was at a party with his friends. Jadon was born October 20th, 1997 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to parents Nicole Chavez and Ronald Silver. He was described as a friendly, charismatic young man who was pretty popular at school. He was very athletic and enjoyed both football and wrestling. After high school, Jadon had dreams of going to college and enlisting in the U.S. Air Force to become a pilot. That evening of the party, Jadon was walking home with his friends. A car drove past and opened fire on him. Yeah, I know, like, just randomly just opened fire on him. His friends called the police as he laid there on the ground bleeding out. And I want you guys to listen to this 911 phone call because, oh my God, it's gonna piss you off.
I'm keeping him alive.
Okay, is he not breathing?
Barely. There's one of us.
Okay.
One of us. There you go, Jaden. One of us. Yes. There you go, Jaden. Good job. Just stay with me, okay? Okay? There you go. Good job, Jaden.
Is he breathing?
He's barely breathing. How many times does the tell you?
Okay, you know what, ma'am? You could deal with yourself. I'm not going to deal with this, okay?
No, my friend is dying.
The dispatcher hung up on her.
That is crazy.
Like, as a dispatcher, you're going to be dealing with people who are, like, under a lot of pressure, and it's your job to not take anything they're saying personally. She's telling you her friend is bleeding out, and she's over here. You can hear her telling her friend, just breathe, just stay with me, just breathe. Like, you can hear the panic in her voice, and he's just like, well, if you're gonna have this tone, then, like, you can figure it out yourself.
How, if she could figure out this stuff, if she could figure this out by herself, she wouldn't have called you. Also, she answered your question. You just weren't listening. She said he was barely breathing. She said that.
And it's like, dude, what are our tax dollars paying you for? Like, get over it and send an ambulance.
I hope he got fired.
Eventually, an ambulance was sent to help, but it was too late. Jadon had sadly passed away, and he might have had a chance if the dispatcher wasn't a dick. Like, it took way too long. And also, the dispatcher was fired. Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, he deserved to be fired because what a piece of crap. So how did they connect Isaias to the murder? Well, a suspect in Jadon's murder took a plea deal, and his confession ultimately connected Isaias to Jadon's murder. He denied it and was taken to trial. He was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. So yeah, I'm so happy that he got sentenced to life in prison because that 16-year sentence was ridiculous.
It really was.
But yeah, crazy that you're tied to 2 murders. Yeah.
Was he the one driving or he the one shooting?
It was, I didn't
They
really,
didn't say.
Yeah, he just, he's in jail. So I'm glad you're gonna rot and die in there because you suck, you piece of crap. It's like crazy because this happened before he murdered Arturo. So it's like he already was about to get away with something and then like he's this. Yeah. And honestly, I don't think he would have got away. I think eventually this would have. Yeah, I think eventually he would have caught up to him. The question is how much evidence they would have had against him. But since he's already linked to another case and he definitely killed Arturo, it's like, yeah, it's looking like you were involved in this too. So yeah, these terrible kids.
Minors, but barely. They're like a few years from being
Yeah,
adults.
they're like a year away from being minors, but they're technically minors. Yeah, just out here harming and killing. Like, I mean, the people that they killed, with the exception of Jadon, were 18, but freshly 18, still in high school. Like, you know, you're still, when you're 18, you're still kind of like, you're still a kid. Like, and that's just unfortunately the sad case. The 3 cases. Well, you've made it to the end.
You must really like the sounds of a high-pitched voice in our quirky commentary.
You might as well like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell to be notified every time we drop new content. If you want to follow our social medias, they will be linked in the description box below.
Bye!
Bye, you guys!